Hello and welcome to Light Waves by todderbert. In front of us, we have the ThruNite Defender 3-in-1 flat everyday carry flashlight with green laser and UV LED. This retails for $59.95 at Amazon USA. Mine had a coupon bringing the price down to $47.96. Hopefully it's still on sale when you see this video and you may want to pick one up. It's an awesome light. Simple box, ThruNite. That's what they usually use. They show a cool white model. I did not see a neutral white option available on Amazon, but maybe they will by the time you see this video. That'd be the one I'd get for a light like this, typically, but cool white will work fine. There you are. So empty box, took everything out. Let's show you what you get. You get to start a show. And charging cable, USB to USB-C. Very basic. Oh, and we get some instructions. Nice. Let's look at those real quick for posterity. We got an illustration there of the Defender. It really looks like the Olight Arkfelds in a way. Has a little bit of design elements from it. We'll put it kind of side by side by the ones I have. There you go. There it says Defender 3-in-1. Showing an output of 1600 lumens. Nice. And here we go. Technical parameters. If you guys can read all that, it can only get so close to the camera lens. So I can just bring it down here. Now we have a turbo, high, medium, low, and firefly modes. And also a strobe mode. And yeah, if you look there, it's the 1600 lumens. It doesn't give a estimated runtime at turbo, but I'm guessing less than a minute. It'd get rather hot if it didn't throttle quickly. I usually don't run turbo too much on this guy. As you can see here, total throw of 139 meters, IPX7 waterproof. Yeah, there you go. It's got some indicators. It's got 4 battery status indicators. Nice. You can see how it goes down. 4 is 75%, 3 is 50 to 75. And it will show red, so that's good. At 10%. There's illustration of the buttons and what they do, which is pretty simple. And let's bring this up here. They did mention some runtimes there, so I'll show you that. There you go. Yeah, because it didn't have runtimes on UV, but showing it here at 5.5 hours. Nice. And laser at 33 hours. Okay, that's cool. I was looking for that in the chart and I didn't see it. Mag base. 2-way clip. Very average stuff. Operation, pretty basic. It's got a lock mode with the selector switch. Now I like this direct access to strobe and turbo on all modes. Very cool. So you can use it, if you're in laser mode, you could have laser and turbo white light at the same time, which is something that really surprised me. You can see it right there. For directions in laser and in UV, it also does the same thing. You get turbo and you get strobe as well. Nice. And rechargeable function with a magnetic base, but it has a standard charger, which is nice. There's your max output of the green laser. Okay, and warranty information, and done. All right, cool. So that's that. I always like to go over that, take a little time. All right, let's go over the light itself. All right, so length is 4 5/8 of an inch, or 117 millimeters. We have a width of 1 1/8 of an inch, or 28 millimeters. And then we have a thickness or height of 5/8 of an inch, or 16 millimeters. So it fits in the hand really nice. I don't have huge hands, so this is really cool. We'll do a size comparison here. But there's our back clip, mag base. It's got a nice grooved edge here. Got a warning label, selector switch, and I believe we have a battery status. I don't know what that is. Yeah, let's see. It lights up when you hit the light on. Okay, so that's how that works. So let's go ahead and set that down and zoom this up so we can see a size comparison. What do I got handy on the bench? See how high I got to go. Hopefully, maybe a little higher. Okay, there we are. So for standard items, I have a AA powered light, single AA. I have an 18650 flat top, Molly cell. There, it gives you an idea. Now the Defender does run on an internal battery like all the other flat ones. They're not replaceable, unfortunately, so keep that in mind when you buy one of these, that you probably won't be able to change the battery. It looks like the battery door where they put the battery in is like epoxied shut. Looks like there's some kind of glue. Here's a 21700 flat top. It wants to roll. And then what else do I got handy? Okay, I have an 18650 ThruNite TC15 version 3. Yeah, I got a little bit of ThruNite trifecta there. Cool. You get the idea, right? All right, cool. And now we have some other flat types. So I don't have a huge variety, but I have a nice variety. Let's see. I have a Olight. This is the Arkfeld. Now, these are nice premium lights. This is the UV model. This doesn't have the green laser. The Pro and Ultra models do, but they're expensive. This one's expensive as well because it's mag-based charging system. And yeah, I think this one was like $65 or $69. And then the other ones on sale were like $85 to $90. So yeah, almost twice the price of the Defender. That gives you an idea. I'll put that next to that. Let's see, I got like a few extra to put up in frame here. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Yeah, let's put them close together, I guess. Next, we have the Workhorse. This is the HD01. This is the laser and white light model. So green laser, white light, and it has RGB side lighting, which is kind of cool. That one might be more of a competitor price-wise, but it doesn't do everything that the Defender does. The one that does is actually this guy here, the Jet Beam, which is pretty amazing. I like this one. It's got the similar style front end of the Defender. Show them kind of front end. These kind of more comparable right here, where you got your UV. Actually, I should flip that over. You guys kind of see how that is. Similar reflectors, green laser on the bottom there. Sort of. It's kind of a little different because this is top and bottom. There you go. How they would normally be in your pocket. Very cool. So yeah, and it has a tactical switch on the back too, which is pretty neat, that Jet Beam, but it's the biggest of all four of them. Give you an idea of size. I think the Arkfeld got a little larger too on the Ultra models as well. But there you are. Okay, cool. Let's talk about features of Defender. All right, then we'll demo it. So let's go ahead and zoom it on down. Get up close and personal. So features of this bad boy. In the front, we have a toughened glass lens with anti-reflective coatings. We got two LEDs. Of course, we have the UV side here with a orange peel reflector. They don't give a power rating on it, but they give the nanometer 365 nanometer, but no power no power rating stated, unfortunately. I'm thinking these LEDs are the TN 3535s. I heard that mentioned too as well in some forums. I did a little research. Over here we have a cool white LED, similar reflector as the UV LED. And this is like probably a 6,000 to 6,500K color temperature and about a color rendering index of 70. That's my guess. A standard, cool white light. And our green laser down below there is a 5 milliwatt laser with a 510 to 530 nanometer wavelength. It's pretty awesome. I'll show that to you in a second. So it looks like a little bezel there. Got your typical 6061 T6 aluminum alloy body with your hard anodized coating, type 3. Nice. Liking the look. I really like the design of this one. Pretty sharp. Very nice. What else we got going on here? So the battery inside is a 1500 milliamp hour LiPo pack, so something to keep in mind. And like I mentioned, there's two screws for the clip, but this, you can see it looks wet, but it's actually epoxied. That whole door there, you can see it's shiny in there. It's epoxied in. There's no way to pull that apart, I don't think. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So, but that's how it is. Mag base right there. IPX7 waterproof. Nice. Going to the charging port, we have a USB-C behind this rubber jacket. Fits rather snug in here. When you plug in, it'll charge this flashlight 5 volts at 2 amps. It will charge at 2 amps, which I find rather quickly for a LiPo pack. So I hook it up to a 1 amp charger, and of course it only charges at 1 amp since you're limiting it. So that's probably what I would recommend. Though if it can do 2 amps, that's great. But I'd rather go a little slower. That's just me personally. Now, when you're charging this light, you'll have all modes available to you, even turbo, laser, and UV modes. Amazing. And all the step modes. So yeah, loving that. It's nice to have. It's something to mention there. And of course, you got your clip, lanyard hook point. No lanyard was included. And of course, your belt clip. You can see it's sort of deep carry. It's not quite fully deep carry. Kind of similar to these other ones. I don't see one with anything super deep carry. I was trying to compare this one to this. Okay, the Olight is probably the best one. It goes all the way up to the top end. That's pretty nice, actually. That's a good setup. And the Workhorse gets up there fairly well as well, as you can see. All right. I gotta show them, there's some competition. All right, what else is going on? So we got the main switches. So you got the 4 LEDs here showing your battery status like you saw in the pamphlet. Pretty straightforward. Get that tight there. 1.5 meter drop. Okay, so let's go to the switch. So you got the selector just like on these other models. So all the way to the left there is a lock mode. Over here to 1 is the white mode. So we just press in the center mode button. On, off. It has mode memory, so it remembers low, medium, or high. I think that was high. It does have turbo, but does not remember turbo. So you don't have that tactical style. You just turn it on. Press and hold to cycle. This is a fast cycle too, by the way, which is nice. Low, medium, high. And then when you're in high, you can double click turbo. And then of course from off, you can do the same thing. Double click turbo. So it is nice. You do have access to turbo, but it's rather hot when it's right next to your hand like that. So that's how that works. If you can't handle strobe, look away. So from on or off, you can access strobe. 1, 2, 3. And of course, it's going to flash our battery status every time. So that's strobe. I think 1, 2, 3, and you can go, it goes right back to normal white mode without turning off. So 1, 2, 3, and we got our white mode still. If we were strobing again, 1, 2, 3, and we just single click, I believe it turns the light off. Yeah, it turns the light off. So if you don't want to turn the light off after strobe or turbo, just double tap from turbo to go back to white mode, or triple tap from strobe to get back to normal white mode. If you want to hit the low mode, the Firefly mode, which is 1 lumen for 17 days, amazing. Just press and hold from off on the white mode, and it'll access Firefly. And there's Firefly right there. You could barely see it. It's pretty low. Yeah, this is nice, but it does put off a little bit of RFI, and I'll show that in a second. So yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. Turn it off. So next we have the laser, going into laser mode. See, am I on it? Yeah, okay. So the click is sometimes you get halfway in between. I did notice that. It's one thing. It wasn't like super solid clicks, but it's, yeah, once you get used to it. So green laser. This laser is probably one of the more intense out of all the lasers. Yeah, I don't know if I got another one here. I think the jet beams laser wasn't as bright. Here's the jet beam laser. Yeah, you can see how it's, maybe it's more of a pinpoint, but you can see how on the right here is the defender, and the left is the jet beam. Give you an idea. Now, while in the laser mode, you can go turbo, white, plus laser. So we have turbo, and we have a laser. You can see the laser in there. So it's running both. Now, the cool thing here is you can be in turbo with the laser mode, and you can actually press and hold and cycle the white modes. So I could have low with the laser. So I don't know what you'd use this for, but kind of cool. All right. And it's the same thing with the strobe. You can strobe from the green laser mode as well. So 1, 2, 3. And we got laser and strobe going on. Turn that off. You get the idea, right? And then going to UV. We're going to go on, off. It's pretty simple. You got turbo, white light. Now this one just switches. Doesn't keep the UV on. And if you wanted to go back to UV, you would just double tap. I just turned it off with a single click. So double tap turbo, and then double tap to go to UV. Now it switched to UV, turbo, double tap, back to UV. So if it's something you're thinking about, there you go. And I believe, let's see if we have strobe. I think we do. 1, 2, 3. Yep, we have strobe from the UV mode. 1, 2, 3, back to UV. All right, cool. So let's head to the garage where I took some pictures, and then we'll do a little demo, and then we'll do final thoughts on the Defender. Awesome. So let's head to the garage where I took some pictures of this thing in action. So here I'm in the garage, 15 feet away from the garage door. Lights on turbo. This is 1600 lumens. Expect a total runtime of 1 3/4 hours. Of course, that's with throttling when it goes down to 450 lumens after probably a minute. Total throw at the turbo setting is 139 meters. Now, useful modes, high. This is 420 lumens. Expect a runtime of 2.5 hours before depleting the battery. Medium, which is very useful, 95 lumens. Gets a lot done. This will give you a total runtime of 9.5 hours. And our final picture, low. This is 20 lumens. Expect a total runtime of 59 hours. That's a lot of time. And low, 20 lumens. You can see quite a bit. You don't need much more than this in small areas. Okay, let's go back to the bench. That picture was the Firefly mode because it was pretty dispersed at 1 lumen. Couldn't get a good picture of that, but I'll try to show it on the bench top here. So let's go ahead and fire it up on the white mode. Let's do a quick demo. Turn some lights off here. And get a deck of cards. Pull this up. All right. And you know what? I think I will compare it just for beam pattern with the Olight. How about that? I'll go to just to see what that's going to be like. All right. Just to give you an idea. Now, this might be a warm model. I think they had warm and cool white as well. It's It doesn't want to stand up. Whatever. Okay. Turn this off. Okay. So there we go. As you can see, yeah, there's a big difference in color temperatures there. So the Defender definitely cool white, and the Olight's definitely more warm. Give you an idea. Let's move these. Iron Man in the middle. Iron Man. All right. Just, you know, for beam. So here's the Olight, and here's the Defender. Fairly similar. I would say the Defender is a little bit more spill. Yeah, that's right, because the Olight has TIR optics, and your Defender has your standard orange peel reflector. Yep. Okay, cool. All right, so you get the idea. All right, let's go ahead and turn that guy off. All right, so cycle through the modes here. So just press and hold at the ceiling. Low, medium, high, low. Trying to stop it because it goes pretty quick. Turbo, double tap, and on turbo. Awesome. Okay, and now let's go to Firefly. So from off, long press. It's just a little longer for it to turn on Firefly, just so you know. You gotta press and hold and wait just like an extra second. There's our Firefly mode. Now when we go to RFI, radio channel, so I always like to bring in my radio, kind of give you an idea what to expect. I noticed on Firefly, it tended to be a little noisy, so let's turn it on. Okay, cool. Got rolled out. Let's talk about likes, dislikes, and final opinion of the Defender. I guess I'll leave that on. Yeah, I like that quick little Knight Rider looking battery status. Nice. All right, cool. So there we are. Go ahead and quick press off. All right, so bring it on down. Get close and personal again. The ThruNite Defender. What do I like? Well, it's comfortable to hold. Right away, I like that. And carry. So it's nice in the pocket. You know, these are getting really popular because people think people are just tired of the barrel style lights. And yeah, it makes it a lot easier to carry. You don't get the capacity or the ability to change batteries, but you get some convenience. And the more convenient the light is, the more likely you are you can have it in your pocket. So there's that. So awesome. Just something to put out there. So easy to select the modes. I mean, yeah. Can't beat these switches. I do like these switch styles. I like the idea I can just flip it over here and be locked. You know, that is a nice thing. Yeah, that's very handy. USB-C charging with all modes available is really nice. 2 amp fast charge if you really need to have it done quickly. Great. I like the Firefly mode that it has that for this light. That's cool. 17 days Firefly mode. You know, if you're in a bad situation, this is the only light you got, and you want to conserve the battery power, hey, you can actually see things at Firefly mode. I used it in the garage. I was able to navigate in the garage slowly, but it worked. So I like the Floody beam pattern. I mean, it's an inspection light, so it should have that, you know, those nice Floody beams, and they do. So very nice. Yeah, what else? Of course, UV mode's nice to have on this. I do like the UV. I don't know if I use the green laser too much. It's kind of nice to point something out or have my cat chase it around, but that's one of those things. I do like the turbo and strobe modes available on all the modes. That is something unique, I think, with this light. That's really cool. That was a nice thing to see. Very, very important to mention that. And, of course, mode memory, having low, medium, or high memorized. It's just handy. It's your usual favorite one. Yeah, so I like that. So, yeah, dislikes and wants. Well, not too much here. The biggest one is, of course, the battery isn't replaceable. I don't think most of these aren't, so I really can't make that a big deal, but I have to mention it. I would love a high CRI warm version. That's just me personally. They may not sell as many because cool white seems to be the most popular sold thing. But yeah, it's what it is. But I would like an Achia maybe option. That'd be awesome. So overall, it's an excellent choice if you're interested in these flat style everyday carry flashlights. The Olight Arkfelds Ultras and Pro are great. They're comparable to this, but you're going to spend almost double on those, even when on sale. So something to keep in mind. The Defender fills this niche of a low-cost, affordable 3-in-1. I definitely give it a recommended buy all day long. So there you go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big like. If you enjoy the ThruNite Defender, give it a big like. Awesome. If you like ThruNite products and you want to see more, hit subscribe with the bell icon, get notified of future flashlight reviews. I'm a fan of ThruNite. You will see quite a few of these flashlights. If you check my card section, maybe I'll put up a couple. I'll probably have more links to some of the other flat types as well. But yeah, it's just a great light. I like the company. And of course, 3, comment down below what you think about the flat style lights. Are you into these? Any of these interest you? Do you have any of these? Jet Beam is a pretty cool one. It's $85 though. That's not an expensive one. Do you have an Arkfeld? You know, these came out. These were pretty awesome. They had a flat. It was a basic one. I think the flat had the green laser and the standard light. And it was thinner than this too as well, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I just have the UV one out to compare. Or do you have a Workhorse HD01? This is a nice one too. I like the RGB side lighting. That actually has a nice little flood lighting to it. So are you a fan of any of the other ones too? Let me know. Or if you're interested in getting a Defender, definitely use the links below. Help out the channel. You guys rock. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next awesome video.